Probably the number one thing I regret is this right here, what I'm doing right now. Not going for walks every single day since I was a kid. I mean, we didn't grow up knowing that exercise was like the thing. It should be a non-negotiable. You should do it every day. My exercise as a kid was playing outside with my friends. But it was never like programmed into my head that, hey, you're going out to play, but that's your exercise. And even there was some times when I would maybe misbehave and I'd have to be disciplined. And my discipline was, you can't go outside and play today. That to me now is like, that's like telling a kid, you can't go exercise today. That, in my opinion, would be dumb. Like, no, what are you doing? Like removing exercise as a punishment, or even adding exercise as a punishment. Like, go run to the fence and back. I also think that's dumb. You know, you're associating exercise as being bad. Or in the other sense, you're taking away exercise as if it was a treat, which it is. But if it's not, if it doesn't have that association towards it, it's not just something you shouldn't play with. Exercise should just be non-negotiable. You do it every day. You're supposed to enjoy it, but you're supposed to do it. So once I got a little bit older and, playing outside with my friends kind of like ended, and next chapters came in, next interests came in. It's getting my first job. That was exercise, low key. It was very intense work. But even afterwards, it wasn't like, well, yeah, you worked. That's not exercising, that's work. You have to go have some structured exercise. Never was taught, never was an example, definitely wasn't. So I regret not knowing that. I wish I did. I wish I did at a younger age, young as possible, to associate exercise as a non-negotiable. No, you shower every day, you eat every day, you exercise every day, and you do it with the intention to be grateful for your existence and to elevate your personal rate of vibration. Like, oh my gosh, if I would have known that, like at a solid, 6-7 years old, that would have been crazy. I'm curious to see like what would have happened. I trip out that I get to teach my kids right now at 29 and 22, watching their videos on here talking about their personal development and their weight loss and they're associating exercise with gratitude and I trip out. I'm like, man, I could only imagine how far you're gonna get. You're starting at 29 and 22. I got the unlock at 48. You got a ton more time to go somewhere with this. That's crazy. So probably number one thing is that one, the daily exercise. Number two would be definitely the diet. I stalled a little bit because I don't really like calling it a diet, but it is what it is. The diet is, what diet do you have? Do you have a good diet? Do you have a poor diet? And I had a delicious diet growing up. And I wish I would have known that, tracking your food is the right thing to do. Tracking your food is giving the proper nutrition to this body that was lent to us, or in this case, lent to me to experience this life. Had I known that, had I had a better understanding of how that worked at a younger age, whatever that may have been, I wouldn't have seen diet as a punishment, as a struggle, as a, oh no, I don't get to eat that. And like, only diets I went on was because something was going on, like coming up to a party or a wedding or quinceañera or something, and I had to look, you want to look sharp. A vacation, I was trying to lose some weight for the vacation. And then during the vacation, probably gain it all back. Other diets was probably when I was sick, when I would overeat and I was sitting there throwing up and like, okay, you're not, my thing growing up, it's a culture thing. You're not going to eat nothing today. I'd be starving and the whole time I'd complain. But once I felt better, it's like, here you go. Tortillas, caldo, all the food you want. Just the whole nutrition and the diet and the way food was looked at. I wish I knew that like way earlier, because that would also have been a game changer. Between those two, the dieting and the exercise, of course, what would have been the result? I would have had a badass physique. I wouldn't have been a chubby kid. At some point, I was skinny fat. At some point, I was chubby fat. And then, of course, as I got into adulthood, I just was straight out fat. I wouldn't have had none of that. I would have probably felt good. And one thing I regret about that is I used to have this really cool lifted 4x4 truck, Toyota, extra cab, 33-inch tires, Rancho suspension. It was cool. I bought it myself. I was 16 years old when I bought it with my birthday money that I saved all my life, and then a few more dollars that I saved from working my job at a young age. And one thing I never got to do, that if I had been taught about nutrition and exercise at an earlier age, not only would I have had the right mindset, but I would have been able to fulfill that wish that I never will, because I'll never be 16, 17, 18 again, is to ride around in my truck in the summer. Mind you, I had no AC, with my shirt off, fit, built, jacked, yoked. Never. And I would see other guys doing it and they were fit. I'll never get to do that. I regret not being able to have done that. I'll do it now. I have a Toyota now. It's not a lifted 85 extra cab. It's a lifted third generation 4Runner, which is also a badass, and I can't wait till summer so I can ride around with it with my shirt up, all tanned up, with a little bit of muscle, bicep vein, and some abs. Fuck, hell yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I ain't 16, but I'm still existing. Ooh, that sounds cool. I ain't 16, but I'm still existing. That's right. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna enjoy it. So it'd be the third thing I regret about not starting earlier with my whole weight loss. The wake up time. Wake up time was always, it was weird. It was a weird structure. It was, I'd get in trouble for waking up not on time. I'd struggle. That turned into struggling to wake up on time to go to work later on. But then on my days off, I was encouraged to sleep in. Again, it was a misunderstanding on the outlook of sleep. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. So it was a misunderstanding that I had on sleep. I didn't see it as like it's something that you could use to your benefit. You know, if you give it the right amount, you could go to sleep at any time that you want, but you got to make sure you wake up early. That would have been a game changer, especially with the intention. Like, why are you getting up early? You're getting up early because you have to be at school or because you have to be at work? Like, no. You get up early for gratitude. You get up early because you set the time at an uncomfortable time. Man, if somebody would have said that, hey, you got to wake up early at an uncomfortable time. Well, I already do. No, you get up for school. You get up at whatever, 7 o'clock for school. Why don't you get up at 6:30 for you? Get some exercise in. Get the proper nutrition that you need. If I tell you what kind of breakfast I used to have back in the day compared to what I know now, but man, sometimes it included cake, cereal with ice cream as a topper, just to give you an idea. Good times. And man, that would have been totally different. Starting that like in elementary school, like, hey, no, we get up to be grateful. Do a little exercise in the morning, probably been nice and awake. I wouldn't have been over-carbbed and over-sugared and under-stimulated. School probably would have taken on a different meaning to me. I wouldn't have hated it so much, because I would have been okay at it, because I was alert, because I was grateful. I didn't have the victim mindset. All that could have happened if my association to waking up early would have been different. I wake up for me. I don't wake up for school. I wake up for me first. Then I just happen to go to school because that's just the laws of the land. That's what I do. But I don't wake. What time do you have to wake up to go to school? Shit. I don't wake up to go to school. I wake up for me. By the time I go to school, I've already exercised. I got my breakfast in. Maybe even did some fun stuff that I enjoy doing. Whatever I like doing at the time. Playing with my toys or music or practicing whatever it is that I was into at the time. No, breakdancing, whatever I did at the time. And then, oh, okay, yeah, I gotta go to school at this time, but I've been up for 2 hours already. What a habit to start as a kid. That would have been a game changer. And then shit, here comes your day off. Saturday and Sunday. Don't sleep in. Why would you sleep in? Sleep in is lack of gratitude. We wake up even earlier so we can enjoy our day off even more. So instead of, let's say, you're supposed to get up at 7 to make it to school that time. You're getting up at 6:30. You get up at 6:30 on Saturday, you have the same time, or fuck it, you get up at 6 on Saturday and Sunday because it's your days off. You get to enjoy more of your time. More time to play, more time to do stuff around the house. Gratitude for existing. All that comes along with waking up early. Gratitude for existing. More time to do things to help the people around you, your loved ones, starting with you. More playtime, but also more get shit done time. But you wouldn't be like, oh, I didn't get to watch enough cartoons or whatever. Yeah, you would have, because your ass got up early. To be grateful, not because you had to, because you chose to show that you were grateful for having this opportunity to exist. All that, which is what I do now. I learned it at 48. I'm 50 now. I'm a new 50. Been doing it for 2 years. Life has completely changed. Everything's gotten better. Every part of my life has gotten better. Health, wealth, love, spirituality, generosity, everything. Because I started these basic little things, starting with those basic 3: exercise, diet, and wake up time. So how I regret not starting those way earlier. And, one of the things I've been talking about lately is, my weight loss. I lost 50 pounds. I went from 180 to 130. I could see my bicep veins. I could see my abs. I don't have extra chins. My face isn't round. What do I regret? Not starting sooner, so I wouldn't have ever had all those different levels of physique that I told you about earlier in the video. I regret not starting earlier, so I wouldn't have been chubby. So I wouldn't have been skinny fat. So I wouldn't have been skinny chubby. So I wouldn't have just been fat. So I wouldn't have had double chins. So I wouldn't have had neck rolls. So I wouldn't have had a big belly. So I wouldn't have had man boobs. So I would have been able to take off my shirt and my kids look at me when they were little kids and be like, wow, he looks like a action figure. The superhero ones. I regret not doing those 3 things way sooner, so I would have been able to have all those cool experiences growing up. But now here we are, enjoying the second half of my life, applying those things. So let's see how good it gets. It's exciting. It is. I'm telling you, it really is. You got any questions? Bust them in the comments. If you haven't subscribed yet and you're digging the videos, subscribe to the channel. It'd be cool. I post every day here. Also, too, you want to help out the channel, I really appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button, the like button. And also go, if you're on that whole Instagram thing, go kick it with me on Instagram. I post content there as well. Thanks for watching. Get at you in the next one.